Ghosts Don't Exist by me, Rachel Hart. What a night. It was so warm in my room and I'd finished what I was working on, so we went out for a walk to try and cool down. We went to Palmer Park. I love Reading. It's so much better than Derby for me. Ashley said we'd become partners in crime. He's quite the radicalist, which I both admire and adore. We're both going back to Derby soon. Mum and Dad have withdrawn my funding because I've taken some time out of my degree. Just some breathing space for me to decide if I still want to teach. I'm so fucked off, but I guess it could be worse. I mean, Ash is having to go back too after taking some time out of his French degree. Even though we both have jobs, it's not enough to pay the rent here, so it's back to Derby for the foreseeable future. 3rd of June 1998. I nearly didn't make it to work today. Ash stayed at mine last night and I just couldn't get out of bed. Literally, we were stuck together like a magnetic force or something. He said, "Stop rushing about, you're making me all stressed," when I finally decided I just had to get dressed and leave his warmth and arms. I was in a different bar today. It was so quiet, I just read my book, but when I finished walking back, it was so eerie. I'd never encountered town so quiet and deserted, empty of people. People were in bars watching the England World Cup match. I missed it. Never mind, only another 4 years to go. I felt freaky as hell. I felt vulnerable and alone, so I ran to see Ash. After a beer and a smoke, we went across to the play park where I take Emma and Sammy, Vicky's children, to play. There's like a treehouse style hut there. We just chilled out, started chatting, and then gradually we started having sex. It was such a beautiful night. I love him so much. It's like the more time we spend together, the more time we seem to blend It's like the more time we seem to spend together, the more we blend into and become one. It's like we're soulmates or something. That's how it feels, and that's what he said. I love him beyond words and doubt. 4th of June 1998. It was so sweet this afternoon. We were sat in the garden with a few friends, and before he went off to play football, he picked a rose from the bush and gave it to me. Then he told me when we would get back to Derby, he would take me to his house specifically to show me a flower that only flowers once a year. I thought that was so adorable, sweet and special. I love him so much with all my heart. I put the rose in my hair and talked to Becky about Mike because they aren't getting along too well at the moment. It's nice though that Sam is so accepting of me and Ashley now. You know, given in February I was his girlfriend and with Ashley being his best friend and all. I think that's why our relationship had such a contentious start. But like we know, Sam ended it with me and is happy and in love with a girl from his English course. So in all honesty, it's become quite arbitrary. 5th of June 1998. I can't believe I have to leave Reading in a couple of days. It feels so unfair. I understand it in principle, but it's not like they can't afford it to pay my rent until I can save. My place is signed and sealed too. It's awful, but what can I do? Me and Ash simply don't earn enough money to stay here. It's been and become my home for 3 years now and I love it. I'm happy here. But I guess it all comes down to money with Mum and Dad in the end. Ash was saying maybe we could move to Nottingham and get a dog. I'm elated, that would be the best. But leaving Reading means leaving my job at the 3Bs and the task of finding work when I get back. So that's for the future. So it's back to Mum and Dad's. God knows how that is going to work out. 6th of June 1998. There's a party at Dee's house later to celebrate the end of uni. I'm just going to miss everyone I know so much. It's so sad to say goodbye as opposed to hello. I'm so dreading going back to Derby, I really am. I'm not sure if it'll be Becky's boyfriend doing the music tonight, not after what happened to someone he sold a pill to. They died. Pretty terrible to be honest. I mean, imagine handling that. Killing someone instead of providing them with a good night out. Funny how it's only happened once. I mean, he's been doing it for years. Why now? Poor man. 7th of June, 1998. It wasn't an eventful night, but a good one. I was saying goodbye to Penny, now she's finished her film and drama degree. She told me that she's got a new boyfriend, but she couldn't tell me his name because he's in a band. Oh, I wonder who it could be. Anyway, she's happy, and so am I. Who would have thought in February I nearly ended my own life? Who would have thought I'd meet and fall in love with Ashley? I feel so blessed by his love. I really do.